Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you my solo build, and I'm really enjoying this build because I enjoy the shield. And many of you who've watched on this channel for a long time, I thought that, the developer should have made the gunner specialization centered around the shield. But many people said, oh, I was crazy. But thankfully, we got a shield-based specialization, and I've been able to find a viable build that actually works. Now, I have to give credit to where credit is due. Today, Wids made his shield build that's used for their legendary missions. And all I did was just look for a way to make it viable for me for solo. But basically, this was based off comments that people have been talking about on my channel and other channels, that there are ways to actually build to run around the open world solo. So this build will take you through a challenging mission. I have gameplay footage for you. By yourself. It will take you through the open world. I also have gameplay footage for you as well, but it's based around the shield. So if you don't like using the shield, then you have to maybe start looking for other options to modify your play style. I know many people are saying the game's difficulty is scaled weird, but I also have heroic gameplay for you as well in terms of just the front courtyard of Lincoln Memorial. When you see it, you'll be surprised by yourself how well this build can actually work for a solo player. So this build is actually centered around having 4 pieces of True Patriot, specifically the mask, backpack, knee pads, and holster. This gives you all the True Patriot bonuses, 30% ammo capacity. This is very good for solo players, and this is why I said this build really does fit a solo player. And then 30% magazine size. This will allow for you to continue to fire your weapon much longer and carry more ammo, because if you're playing a solo challenging mission, enemy health and enemy armor is actually scaled higher. I mean, duh. But because you're a solo player, it's not scaled as has maybe a 2, 3, or even a 4-man group, but it is much higher. You're going to be using a lot of rounds, so that actually works for you. 4 pieces allow for you to be able to do some really cool stuff. You can mark red, white, and blue because these things, these stacks actually rotate. And the red stack amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. So it gives you an extra 8% bonus damage. And then while you're shooting the enemy, it repairs you and your allies once every 5 seconds. So that's actually pretty good for you. If they're blue, it decreases the damage that they're dealing. And then the full flag, enemies that die under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion during damage equal to the total health and armor. Explosion damage reduced on named enemy deaths and all that good stuff. So basically, you just want to gain armor on as many pieces as you possibly can, but you want to reserve 1 piece to have weapon damage. So the reason is because you want to have something to be able to light up these NPCs with, because if you lose, all this damage, now you're not gonna feel it too much, but at least you ought to at least take some damage for yourself, because that's actually pretty good in terms of that. And that's all you just need. The 12% weapon damage is all I have. I think the max is 15. If I find something that's 15, I'll take the max on there. And then your chest piece is where this is actually going to come interesting. You're using a Hilligard chest piece that actually has Point Man. Point Man gives you the perfect Vanguard talent, which says deploying a shield, makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds, and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. If you're in a group, this one actually does work very well, but I'm using this because I like the 5-second vulnerability, so I can challenge NPCs when I launch my shield. Now, 5 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, it's the difference between an enemy NPC or AI changing their behavior so that you can accommodate or adjust to the gameplay or adjust to the pressure that you're feeling. And that's why I enjoy it. So I'm definitely going to be jumping into a group with this, but I thought, why not try it for solo? And then Motherly Love are the gloves that I'm using, and this is an Op Summit name glove that has 20% skill health that comes with it. I just added 10% hazard protection, and it's got skill tier 1. These gloves are actually available for everyone who actually owns the game, because you can get them by actually completing the field research for technician all the way through stage 2. When you complete stage 2, you get the blueprint, and then you can go craft it. Pretty much that's how you actually get the Motherly Love gloves. I mean, you don't need to worry about the RNG. The one that you have to worry about RNG is the Point Man, and then the weapon that I'm using, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. My knee pads, I also have armor, and I also have critical hit chance, which helps me with my SMG, which does a whole lot of damage even without having a bunch of crit chance and crit damage. And then my holster, armor, and all that good stuff. Backpack also has armor and status effect. I would prefer that actually had on the bottom repair skills, but this is the backpack that I have currently. Now, my weapons, the highlight of this entire thing, I have this Vector, does 15% SMG damage, doesn't have a lot of critical hit chance on there. I wish it did, but I added strained. Sorry, this one came with strained, and that's why I kept it. Strain gives me 10% critical hit damage for every 5.5 seconds I'm firing, stacks up to 5 times. And then my assault rifle is the named P416 called Glory Days. This I haven't even rolled anything on it because I'm trying to figure out where I need to go. And I think health damage might be my best bet, because Glory Days says it gives me perfect nearsighted, which says I get 100% stability at a cost of 35% optimal range. Ladies and gentlemen, this weapon is a sniper rifle hiding inside of an assault rifle. The stability is insane. Look at my stability. It is 100% without any stability mods at all. Accuracy is also very good for the P416, and you guys all know that this is actually good. Now, if you don't have the Glory Days, you can use a regular P416. It's also going to beam very well, but there are specific things in terms of the higher difficulty that's going to be necessary for you to be able to gain. Now, the reason I use this is because of weak points. This thing is very good at hitting weak points, and that's exactly the only reason I actually like it, because of the way it hits the weak points of these enemies. Because if you're facing a tank, you want to take out their weak point as fast as you possibly can, because it's gonna reduce the amount of pressure that they put on you, especially in the case of, say, the True Sons or even the Black Tusks. This is going to take out their, it's going to take out their mechanism or whatever it is. Or if you're even playing against the outcasts or cleaners, you can destroy weak points from different enemy archetypes as well. And so this is pretty much the build, and I'm not rocking Technician, sorry. That is not the specialization that I'm rocking. I'm actually using the Firewall specialization, because this is based around the shield. And so what you're going to need is to make sure that your shield is actually fully spec'd out in order for you to be able to get yourself the Striker Shield. And this Striker Shield is going to grant you so many bonuses in terms of how you can, carry it with an automatic weapon, and then also giving you extra buffs as well, in terms of all kinds of, I would say perks that come with your Striker Shield. I think that's just the basis of this build. And then you can do some really cool, crazy stuff if you wanted to. Maybe add critical hit damage on your assault rifle if you really want, or even on your SMG when you're modding it, because this is definitely going to help you. I didn't even bother, waiting around to even change the mod when I went ahead and played the mission. So if you look at the build that I actually show you at the end of that mission, the difference that will be that I don't have the 10% critical hit damage mod, which I will say go ahead and slot that in, and then just go for it and try it out. So this is pretty much the build. This is going to carry any solo player through anything up through challenging. And if you optimize it very well, you're able to get more of your damage stats, and you play a little bit patiently, you're going to find yourself in heroic just solo, just like that. And what I'll try my best to do is play some heroic missions by myself, and also complete it to the end, not just do the front courtyard. And then I'll see if I can bring that gameplay. Maybe somebody else might beat me to it, or somebody's already done it without any problems. So let me hear what you think in the comment section. I hope this actually helps to solidify the fact that the game is still very viable up through the 3-man, group setting. The 4-man group scaling is where there's a little bit of a challenge, but I guess that's a whole discussion for a whole nother time. So thank you very much for your time and audience. Stick around and watch the gameplay, just for those of you who would have loved to see the gameplay. It's kind of boring, but it is what it is. It's proof, I guess. And I guess I'll see you in my next video. Peace.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons' forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus. active again. I got you.
Damn, I'm out. Tag him in the open.
I see the target. We got a casualty. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Fucking.
Get away from me!
Let's get a turret out. See him? Open fire.
Serious trauma detected. Agent killed.
Targeted with suppressive fire. Oh, oh.
Stop! Should have stayed out of this, Agent. I'm not scared of a drone. I'm thin. I'm dry. Loading shell.
Can't heal when you're dead. A shield will protect you.
Anyone got?
I'll kill you for that.
Now go on, heal yourself for all the good in it.
You better run. Fuck off!
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the Memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
I'm
Wheels more cover. So much for this armor. I'll kill you! This one's mine! Can't see any hostiles from here. Stand down. That cover won't save you. Grenade out! Fuck! You are going down! Too much damn fire!
I'll get you for that. Give up already. Want it? Around him! Where'd they go? Find them. Show him who the true sons are. Have a grenade. No, no, no! Fuck! Enemy in the open! Can't get away from me! Slugger, go ahead. Shit! Shit! Payback! You're fucked! Just fucking die already! Fuck! Help!
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
That can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
see you!
Can't see the target.
I'll go round.
Get the fuck out!
Can't hit them from here. Engage the target.
Crap, they have a shield!
Agent in need of backup.
Come on already! You better run!
Grenade deployed! I don't
Damn it. The True Sons have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location. Stay alert. I don't know what you're walking into.
Hear that? Fucking noise. Come on down and help me out, Howard.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. Can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You've got to find a way to close up that tunnel.
Don't let this end. All right! Okay,
according to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs. We can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
Unloading on target!
Inside of here. Got something for?
Crap, they have a shield!
Not my lucky day. Can't take much more fire.
You're dead!
Enemy exposed.
Gonna make you bleed! Take this, asshole! Ah! Ah!
Die today. Come on already. Enemy's healing up. Take the shot while they're in the open.
Hit him again! Ah!
He's healing.
We lost a soldier! Just fucking die on me! Frag out! My armor shot to hell. Friendly soldiers down and out. Damn! Enemies healing up!
Come out and finish this.
Fucking
That should keep them from getting more of those mortars.
You think close to the tunnel is smart? Fuck you! You slot yourself in with us. I'll make sure you rot down here.
campus has taken position inside the memorial.
If you hadn't stopped them, I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you.
Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sun's infrastructure. We confiscated a massive cache of chemical weapons and eliminated a stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
can't. Suppressive fire!
I can't shake him! Vision down!
Clear the streets. Go.
Hit him again!
I'll patch you up. Good to go.
Out of sight from here.
Whatever you need. Just lie down and... Moving! Get this asshole off me! I guess agents bleed! Let me reload! Take out that shield! Ha-ha! Keep back! I have to move! Fuck you! That tango's healing up. What the hell? Oh shit!
Hostile shield is confirmed. You like that, Agent? Shit from this position. Grenade! We've got hostiles on our flank. Die, Division asshole! The agent's back in fighting shape.
Get back out there!
Target's hurt. Heal up all you want. I got plenty of bullets. They're moving on our flank. Bastards in cover.
Setting up my turret. Get there!
Take a frag. Stay back. Ah! Ah!
Get back on his feet! Targeted with suppressive fire. I'm reloading! You like that?
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.